Good evening, my dear friends. Today is the 28th day, so that means this is the last day for 4 weeks the meditation. But of course, we still have a program tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and even after 30 days, and I still like to continue. I think that we always say like a constant perseverance yields success. We need to continue to or persistent to do something, and this is always kind of my principle for my work and my life. And not to mention that I enjoy action by myself. And also not only that, starting tonight, that will be the Asia time, Mainland China and Taiwan. It's started from tonight. 10 o'clock will be their time, like 10 o'clock in the morning. I will start another live streaming for meditation, but Chinese, because as their request. But we're going to make a much shorter for like 2 weeks, and then we will see. So I think that right now we still kind of are locked down. And so this is a very meaningful program, because a meaningful class too. So you can always find me like at 8 o'clock here. And today we still like to continue about this mind seduction, concentration, how to seduce the distracted mind. I remember that probably was 1997 or 1998. I was kind of a postdoc at Berkeley University, and I remember I was walking on the street, and suddenly a young man kind of encountered me, bumped into me. I don't know him. He did not know me either, but prophets. So he immediately can tell I'm a Buddhist nun. So suddenly he asked me, he said, well, right now I'm very painful. I'm suffered. What can I do? And I don't know why he was painful. He feel painful, or he was suffered. I bet that for young generation, mostly, broke up in a relationship. So immediately I just asked him, I said, okay, here, tell me where you feel painful. Okay, you hurt. I said, where is it? Okay, think about it. Is that here or here? Or anywhere? Okay, that's the first homework you have to do. And the second homework you have to do is you say, I feel painful. I'm suffered. I said, okay, your second homework is think about who is I. It's your body. If your body, suffered, then which part of your body feels suffered? Or it's your brain or it's your mind? And who is I? It's the brain or your body? And where is it? And who am I? So that's the only thing when he bumped to me. The only thing I can tell him is say, okay, excuse me. Go back to do your homework. So, the same nature that when we're doing this, kind of a mind subdue meditation, is to search and analysis to see where is what we call I, or you say, okay, I'm here, I'm thinking. What is the thinking? What is the thought? And where you are thinking? You are thinking here, or you are thinking here? I think that most people will think it's here, brain, but I bet it's much wider, because you kind of can see the things even much further, not just we think your small brain, isn't it? If you think about 3D space, in front of me there was a blackboard, and that one it's not inside my brain. Of course, it could be inside our brain, So scientists, physics will be still say, well, that, or biologicals will tell you, say, well, no, that image, that 3D image is also still inside your brain. Okay, so where is I? Who am I? And where I'm thinking, and what is the thought, and how long it lasts, and where the thought come from, and where's the thought, disappear. So you probably cannot answer those questions, but it will be interesting that you just focus on, this question, and then to see the nature of the thought. Okay, so let's practice again. Okay, today it's kind of also for us to have a kind of review. The first one, again, mind, breath, and body, breath, and mind. And the body, we use a 7-step Vairochana. It has been pretty good that everyone, sit very upright, that even though I don't see you, where you are, but from our experience, from our summer program experience, our students have, according to this method, okay? The first one, feet, you can just kind of close. For this day, I just kind of easy closed because I don't have to run. Just the cell phone all the time. Okay, so closed, and or you can full lotus or half lotus position, And the most important is just don't hang on the floor. I know that some people, some senior, still have a hard time, or some people have a hard time even sit closed on the platform. So then if you sit on the high chair, okay, the first one, I will still ask you to put some stool, kind of let your feet, kind of not totally hanging on the ground, but a little bit, they was on the stool. Your leg will be not too heavy hanging on the ground, and the secondly, still have the legs closed, okay? So what I mean is if you sit on the high chair. Okay, so feet and back, upright, not very tense, okay? Upright, relax, and when you sit, okay, then this is also indicated on the Tiantai, the meditation manual. Ask you to circle your body, clockwise, counterclockwise. Shake your body, and then kind of loosen all your muscle and the joint of your body. Okay? And make sure you sit stable. Now, has your hands, of course, in the Thiên Thai's meditation manual, asks you to put the left palms on the top. I think that if you look at more the other, instruction either way, the palm, the right palms on the top or left palms on the top, but the thumb slightly touched. And then shoulder, open up, put it down. Okay, and chin, put it in. So now your back is stretched up. And before you put your tongue behind the teeth, the upper teeth, then, okay, kind of inhale and exhale from your mouth. Okay, I want to remind you, never use mouth, never open the mouth to breathe, to inhale. The mouth only for exhale. And now we just exhale out, kind of visualize that the whole impure, kind of a murky, negative, impure air, energy from your mouth. Okay, so exhale 3 times. Then close your mouth. Keep the clean energy and air inside your body. Okay. And now put the tip behind the upper teeth. And with your eye totally closed. Now this is a perfect, body posture now. Remember that the body posture always need to be relaxed but upright. And remember the clothing you wear need to be loose, comfortable, or you have a belt, like you put the belt on your waist, you need to loosen. So that means that your whole body should be kind of relaxed, not tied up. Okay, now it's the body posture. Before you do concentration, you still need to do the breath, breathing in and breathing out, okay? Breathing in and breathing out. Remember when we're doing the in and breathing out, if people have a very difficult to concentrate, then you can count number, like a breathing in, breathing out, count for 1, breathing in, breathing out, count for 2. The counting is to help you to do the concentration. But if you already, can concentrate on your nose, then you don't need to do that. Then you can move to following your breathing. So in the Thai meditation manual, it referred to as 数息 and 水息, the counting, and then second step is following. There was a few things you need to know. Okay. So no noise. Do not breathe. Breathing with a noise. Don't make a noise. Secondly, don't panting or gasping. And the breath, not coarse or rough, but fine, long is better to reach samadhi, concentration. When you're breathing in, you are aware of the air comes in. When you're breathing out, you know the air goes out. And now you feel the air full of your body. This breathing in is very, very comfortable because you immediately can focus on your nostril, your nose. Okay, we skip the sensation, the vipassana on the body sensation. Now let's move to observing the mind, M-I-N-D, mind, the thought. Okay? So just like you have a second eye, second thought to watch what you're thinking. What is your thought? Where is your thought? Is it in front, or in the top, or in the back, in the inside, or it's outside? And how long the thought lasts? You see the change of your thought. Where is the thought goes, or where it comes from? Analyze the nature of your mind and your thought. Okay, I'm going to stop and let you practice. let's start our metta meditation, sending our loving kindness prayer to ourselves and to the people we know and we don't know, even to all the sentient beings in this universe. May I be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May my spouse, partner, and children be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May my parents and brothers and sisters be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all my teachers and students be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May my boss and colleagues be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all my friends and neighbors be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all the people in this country be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all the people in this world be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all the doctors and nurses, medical personnel, caretakers who are standing in the front line risk their life to save other people, can be free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. We thank them. May all the political leaders free from the infection of coronavirus and other disease, free from greed, hatred, and ignorance, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. We pray for them to develop the wisdom and humanity to adopt the proper measures to save more life, create harmonious society, and peaceful world. May the people die of coronavirus and other disease rest in peace and be reborn in a better realm. May all the people who got affected by the coronavirus and other disease receive speedy recovery, free from suffering, and be well and healthy. May all the sentient beings in this universe free from greed, hatred, and ignorance, free from suffering, and be well and happy. Now let's do some special prayer for particular individual. Would you like to transfer these 4 weeks meditation and Dharma sharing some merit to many heroes, anonymous heroes? They work during this pandemic period to save more life and create more healthy and peaceful world. Amitabha. Now, hands, cover your eyes, massage your forehead, your head, your ear, your arms, shoulder, back, thigh, knees, legs, and feet. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me for like 4 weeks, this meditation. And you know, during this Dharma, the teaching sharing that we have covered, besides the physical meditation skill, and as we mentioned, that Buddhism talk about even during our daily life, it's a contemplation, it's a meditation as well. So we have to always thinking about the body is not always perfect. The feeling is not always pleasant, and you know, all of the mind is impermanent. You know, especially now we have this kind of a, you know, subdued mind concentration. You can see the nature of the minds like coming and going so fast, and also all the things, all the dharmas in this world are, you know, all interdependence. You know, non-self, non-substantial. So this is when in Buddhism, when you start to do the meditation, you know, basically the teacher will teach you that this is also a major practice, you know, for Buddhists. And the other one is, of course, talk about the 5, you know, way to stop, you know, the distracted mind. And it's kind of a remedy, you know, particular, like a medicine remedy, particular to the mind in different stage. So, for example, if you have a, you know, very greedy mind, you know, last desire, then contemplate on the body. It's not always perfect, not that desirable always. And if people have anger, then the metta meditation, compassion, it's always the good way to practice. And of course, also talk about, you know, people want to have a wisdom, to target the ignorance. Then, if you know about we are all interdependent, the things somehow come out always related, yeah. And distracted mind, doing the breathing out, that's the basic and very simple and important. The breathing, it's the one leading to samatha. And then, think about the highest mental state, the Buddha, the enlightenment state. Okay, so these are 5, we so-called the 5 methods to stop the distracted mind. And 五停心观, and we cover all this, like 4 kinds of way of contemplation and 5-start method of to stop the distracted mind. So these are all, a lot of them are overlap. We have covered all this. And of course, the third teachings I share with you right now is called 25 preparation to have a good meditation, and into 5 categories. Okay, so the first category was mentioned about kind of prepare kind of environment. The first one, you need to have a kind of moral life. That means that you don't harm other people. No harm in life. Okay? Then that will keep your mind more pure and more can concentrate. So you don't have to worry about the harm from other people. And it also mentioned that we need to have a good environment, like you don't have to worry about where to get the food, where to get the clothing. So it's kind of a, sufficient material life. And then the third one, it's of course you need to have isolated and or kind of it's depend on ascetics, they probably go up to the mountain. But, I'm very happy this past, 4 weeks we have been in a very spacious, it's over resort place to have this quarantine, the self-isolation, time. And also, if you want to have a good meditation, you need to have cut off the worldly engagement, and then you need to have good guidance, like a teacher or a companion, collective practice, and also has a good, sponsor support. So those are in the first category. Like, okay, in the Tiantai say, if you have all these 5 conditions, that's good. That will leading you to have a good meditation. And now the second category basically is what? We have to kind of examine our desire. Our desires from eyes, from our ears, from our nose, our tongue, and our body. Because these 5 sense organs are those who, it's like a window, and then contact with the outside world and generate, pleasant feeling and would like to have more. Okay, so these are 5 desires, according to Buddhism. And that's the second category. And then the third category is mentioned about that, we have this craving, anger, or like, always like tend to be sleepy, sleep, kind of drowsy a lot. And then also restless, or too much regret and won't let the remorse go. That's also not a good thing. And the doubt. You doubt about yourself, won't be able to do meditation. Or you doubt about, there was no such thing, to attain the concentration or the enlightenment. Or you doubt about, I don't believe anybody say anything. So those are referred to the doubt. And then the fourth category basically mention about, again, you need to have a right food, not eat too much, not too less, because too less food, your body becomes kind of malnutrition, and so it's not healthy body to help you to do the meditation. And sleep, you need to have the right quantity and quality sleep as well. And then, we also talking about, to regulate the body, the breath and the mind. Okay? So these are all the four categories. So totally have a 20 good preparation for the meditation. And today, we like to talk about the fifth category. And this fifth category basically talk about, the practice 5 dharmas. These 5 dharmas mainly are referred to the good quality of mental status, or the kind of a good thought for good practice. So the first one, very interesting, you talk about aspiration. And indeed in Chinese, the character means desire. Well, is that like Buddhism say you should not have a desire? No, in Buddhism say you need to have a good desire. If you don't want to say, I don't care about, the concentration, I don't care, then you don't have that motivation or kind of incentive to move on. So in Buddhism, we talk about good desire. So just like if you want to push something, you still need to have that initial energy to put it kind of move. So aspiration is very important. And this aspiration to do good things, to perform the good deeds, to have a good concentration, and then leading to the wisdom. So aspiration is very important. And at the very beginning, when I tell people about every section, if you have a meditation, you always need to tell yourself the determination. I want to have a good section for meditation. And that always make the time for the meditation turn out to be a good one. So determination, aspiration is very important. Okay? Yeah. And secondly, it talk about diligence, or perseverance. That means that you need to have a continuity to do it in your body and in your mind. This perseverance is, the key to success. and in Buddhism called about the diligence, 精进. And as we, in the past, we did mention that, why in the Chinese Buddhism say, okay, the fish, they use the symbol of the fish. So they carve a piece of the wood and into a fish head or the shape of fish. It's take the meaning of the fish as because their eye always open, day and night. That means you never give up. Don't give up and continue. So the diligence is also very important, determination, aspiration, and now continue to do it. I don't know who are the one who, over there and have these meditation for so far right now 28 days, but I know some of my good friends, I saw their names, some of them are pretty good, Lorna and Michael, Fitzpatrick, and then also Matt Powers. Matt is always there too, and you guys are very diligent. Thank you so much. And maybe there was still some. Sorry, maybe I did not mention your name, but your Mary is there. So the diligence, and the third one he mentioned, be mindful. Of course, in Buddhism talk about mindfulness all the time, but here he particularly mentioned be mindful of what? It's kind of continue with the fourth one called discernment, okay? And he said, well, to be mindful about if the pleasant pleasure from this worry. Like for example, you get good food to eat, you got a good music to listen, and then you got a car to drive, you got a beautiful house to live. And this secular pleasure always change. It changes. It turns out not always permanent. Okay. So, however, but if we are pursue for the more spiritual and things come from the inside, it will last longer. The spiritual joy, spiritual happiness, it will last longer. And of course, in Buddhism, even movers say, well, we are in this called, desires wrong. And if you can move on into the more like a dhyana, like a focus on the mental, spiritual, better spiritual realm, then that kind of happiness and joy will last longer. So when you're doing the meditation and you realize that, okay, when I sit in meditation, that calmness, that concentration is better than the happiness or joy I got from just go out to have a good meal, or just to watch a good movie. So the mindfulness and the discernment is you start to figure out that even in our worldly life, you will find, these are good people that they teach me the value, and these are the people sometimes just talk a lot about tabloid, news, and especially right now we have so many the social and frankly that during this quarantine, and also because I have been in China for 10 years, And you know what? In China, I cannot, outreach YouTube or Google. And so now I use a VPN now. So I was able to find out, wow, there was so many stuff that on the YouTube I can learn, like a lecture, by the people, documentary things. A good movie is good too. Good music is too. But as you watch all this information, then you become discerned. Some it's good for your intellectual life and for your spiritual life, and some could be very violent and also very evil, violent and evil too. So be mindful about our life. What is good for us. And okay. So the fifth one is called single-minded. That means, what does it mean? That means once when you have this concentration, and just keep this quality of concentration in your life. So finally, I want to mention to you that besides you close your eyes sitting on the cushion and meditation, and I really hope that you can develop a skill even when you are in the cars, on the bus, or in the office, or whenever in the couch, or especially when you are desperate or you are so anxious, you can just close your eyes and then breathing in, breathing out, and calm down. Anywhere you close your eye, breathing in and breathing out, and be mindful. At least you have that, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and calmness and concentration. And that is very important. Okay? Well, okay, now almost 9 o'clock now, and tomorrow I will see you, and we were still doing a kind of a review our meditation, but at the end I want to show you when you are drinking tea, drinking coffee, it's also a way of meditation. And then the day after tomorrow, on our 30 days, I'm going to invite Venerable Hui Sheng to be here to share his 2 weeks intensive meditation experience. Okay? Thank you so much, and my dear friends, and I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you. Good night. And I'm so happy that today